this again. Just approaching Princeton. We're about an hour later than we were yesterday coming through Princeton. The same direction, mind you. So I blew up yesterday, climbing Mine Hill. So I'm bobtailing all the way from Penticton to where my trailers are here at the top of Mine Hill. At least that's where they said they were dropping them, so hopefully they followed all of my instructions. I lost all my coolant. Drained it all out on the highway. So as we were climbing Mine Hill, coming around the S-curves, all of a sudden, kaboof, steam everywhere. So I just stopped. I'm like, probably blew a rat hose. Got out there, opened the hood. It's like, nope, the rat hoses all look good. I'm like, great. Where is the steam coming from? It's coming out of the passenger side, top, rear end of the engine somewhere. And that's kind of underneath the dashboard, so I couldn't see underneath there. And I was like, well, I predict the head gasket, but luckily I was wrong. It was a heater hose. Heater hose blew out and blew all the steam. All our coolant got dumped out as steam. So I detached the trailers, pulled the truck a little bit forward and waited for a tow truck. They towed me back to Penticton. It's a pretty quick fix today. So let's go find my trailers. I left my trailers on the road. They had a small tow truck waiting there on the road for another rig to come and pull my trailers to the top of the hill and park it at the brake check there. I gave them instructions on where my pin lock was and where to hide the keys. So hopefully hopefully the key is where I told them to put it, or else we're in all sorts of trouble. Make some phone calls. But hopefully they followed instructions. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to get into that rest area and back out, because it's a one-way rest area. We're not allowed to pull into it. It's not a rest area per se, it's a brake check. But it's a one-way brake check, so can't really get into it from this direction, so we'll have to be careful. So we'll climb Mine Hill bobtailing. That'll be a first. You'd think if it was in the shop for the day they would have fixed my engine light issue, but engine light's still on. Interesting. Well, hopefully they fix it next week as planned. Hopefully nobody's stolen anything off the truck and or not the truck, but off the trailers. I've seen trailers with all their lights being stolen out and always stuff missing, so my toolboxes should be all locked. I chained my tarps down and locked the chain on, so should be good. Don't know until we get there, but should be good. And running an hour later than yesterday is okay, because today I know I only need an 8-hour reset for tomorrow, because I talked to dispatch. Yesterday I didn't know. I didn't know if I needed a 10-hour or 8 hours, so I needed that extra 2 hours. But so it should be no problem hooking on here and then fueling up somewhere, probably Chilliwack. Still get to the destination in time for me to get 8 hours off and then unload first thing in the morning. If all things go smooth and I don't blow up again. Speed limit's 100 here. I keep thinking it's 90 here because they reduced all the speed limits, but it's 100 here till we get to that first hairpin. I know there's a sign there, but my brain for some reason read 90. It's like, wait, no, it's 100. Always gotta watch out for deer here. Often there's none, and then all of a sudden you have just a whole herd. Looking pretty clear here today. Still early enough that they haven't come out yet, I guess. Wonder if some of these trucks I see here are the same trucks that saw me yesterday. Side of the road. Got the radio on, so heads up, if anything vulgar gets said, you've been warned. The radio sometimes cannot be pleasant. I'll turn it off if it does become vulgar, but really bumpy here. I wish they would fix this. Low shoulder ahead. Next, temporary road lines. Next 16 kilometers. So I guess they're done with construction. They just have to paint and put the rest of the no posts up, the concrete barriers. There's the 80 ahead. See the mine hill on the left-hand side up there. You can see man-made hill there. So that's what we're climbing, and that's the hill I blew up on. So we've got a Super B grain trailer in front of us. No, someone else had to drop their trailer, at least one of their trailers. First hairpin. With a full load we have to go 30 around this corner, and because we're GPS controlled and we always usually have, most of the time we have a full load going here, the GPS, it doesn't know if we're empty or not, so I've got to go 30 around that kilometer, loaded or empty, even though it's not necessary at all, but got to drive 30 for the computer. Luckily we're loaded most of the time and it's not an issue. No rush over here. He's climbing slow. Four-way flashers on. I think he's actually going faster than I did yesterday. Feels very slow since I'm bobtailing, but it's a passing lane on Mine Hill itself. We'll zip past them there, but then at the top we've got to figure a way into that rest area. I keep saying rest area. Brake check. The whole truck still smells like coolant. That sweet smell. Gone pretty quick into this corner. I mean, he wants to keep as much speed as he can for this big hill, but it's a 60-kilometer corner. Moving pretty quick. See if we can see any kind of stains on the road where I blew up yesterday. Not sure how long coolant marks stay on the road. Basically, as this corner straightens out, that's where I blew up. First triangle is down here, another one a little way up. See that cone there? That's where I blew up. So there's a little bit of stains here, but not much. Right here is where I blew up. Okay, now we have to dissipate some road signs. Dissipate some road signs and get into this brake check. Still a kilometer away. Debating if I want to come in on this end or the other end. I see my trailers. Nobody in there. I will go in on this end. Nobody oncoming. It looks like that toolbox is locked. That's good. Can't see if there's a kingpin lock on that or not. I'll jump out and take a look. All right, I'll hook onto my trailers and go from there. Back in part way. Let's take a look what that looks like. Left the trailer a little bit too high, but that's why we only backed in part way. We would have skipped right over the kingpin. There it is. Yep, we're hooked. Supply the trailer with air. They sure lifted that landing gear up high. It's a good workout. Good workout. Get myself a water before we get going. Checked on my tires, quick look at the brakes, all the lights, load secured. That's punching our pre-trip. What are you beeping at? Low air pressure. Well, let's build up the air pressure while we do our DVIR. All right. This is going to be interesting. Now we got to leave this rest area for a brake check against traffic. Smooth except for that one car. Close our windows and we're back on the road. Let's deliver this load. A day late, but we'll deliver this load. Now we're all slow again. Slow up, slow down, slow, yeah. I think it would, going against those no entrance light type or signs is much better than trying to do a U-turn on the other end, because I would be blocking all three lanes for a lot longer time because I could do that a lot slower. With a fully loaded Super B, I think it would be quite dangerous to exit the other end and turn out like that. So I think what I did was the best compromise. If you guys would have done something different, feel free to let me know. exactly where I asked them to put the key in the toolbox and then lock the padlock on the toolbox, which I had the key to, so that worked out as planned. So now I just need to fuel up in Chilliwack and off to Richmond. Well, we'll see how much fuel I have when I get to Chilliwack, because I know we're not going to the US, so it doesn't hurt to have less fuel on board. We'll see. We'll see when I get there. It's Monday. And I spent all of Monday morning at home playing video games and spending money. Just wanted to spend some money. So we spent some money. It's funny, days off mean less earning and more spending. It's like, days off are no good. No good. Another one of those hairpins coming up here. Gotta go down and then back up a little bit higher than we are right now. Now I've got to come in nice and slow, because now I am loaded right to the top. No painted lines here, so that's always confusing to a lot of drivers. So you always got to watch out for the cars and motorcycles, or anyone that doesn't know the road. People get confused easily. Looks like he's filling up his washer fluid. Need a little brake on the bottom here. And full throttle again. Did the motorcycles pass that big rig? I see DCT chambers, car, and then a motorcycle behind that. Likely all three will pass me as soon as we get to a passing lane up here. Looks like it's a Porsche, probably 911 or something like that, behind the DCT Western Star. He may be aggressive around the corner or on the passing lanes. I know I would have a hard time in a sports car sticking around behind traffic. It's two motorcycles. They're from Washington. They've passed me twice already. This will be the third time they've passed me. They probably won't recognize me this time because this time I got a trailer. Okay, now I gotta watch out not to speed because it's only 80 kilometers an hour here, and a truck sure pushes down these next two hills. Well, I'm really glad that everything worked out. I left the chains on the tarps. Like, I'll do that tonight once we get to our destination. I'll take the chains off. They're just extra load secure. Oh, there's a deer down there on that old part of the road. Actually managed to only drop down 5 kilometers over this hill. Nice. Now, let's get the low gear. Going down. It's not very far down, but it's fairly steep and you really gain momentum here. It's deceiving how fast you can run away on this one. Behind the motorcycles, there's a red SUV or pickup with a camper. Top of this next hill is our next brake check. Oh, motorcycles are going in double solid. DCT is going for it. So is the Porsche and the Toyota. Guess I got Tacoma with a canopy. I guess that was a Carrera. So yeah, a little less excitement today than yesterday. That's good. That's good. And we had enough excitement yesterday. Lots of excitement and then hours of waiting for a tow truck. Yeah, funny, the tow truck driver got told that we were 15 kilometers south of Princeton. And in the tow truck driver's mind, south of Princeton was towards Headley. So he drove all the way to Headley looking for me. If you look on the map, south of Princeton is toward Manning Park. My directions that I gave were, I am west of Princeton, because this highway is westbound, on Mine Hill. If they had passed those instructions from me to my dispatcher, from my dispatch to their dispatch, and from their dispatch to their tow truck driver, somehow in there, that got lost. And I spent hours waiting. Tow truck company finally called me and go, "Where exactly are you?" Yeah, you guys are headed the wrong way. Alright, I'm going to jump out here and do a brake check. So thank you guys for watching. Put a thumbs up if you enjoyed. And we'll see you guys tomorrow.